This is another episode of Garage Sale Safari, and today we've got a few interesting things to talk about. First piece is a mid-century modern wall tile, I guess you'd call it, studio art pottery piece, and it is done by a pretty famous art potter from Los Angeles by the name of Elise Johnson. I got it from her estate. She and another pottery artist started a big studio down there that's still in business today, and she also has a ceramics scholarship in her name for aspiring and high quality new ceramic artists, pottery artists. And anyhow, awesome piece, really good looking. It's got a little damage here, but it was only $25 and just great looking. I guess you could probably fill this in with some, like some, they have that liquid concrete repair would probably do it, and then hit it with some, like, I guess like some watercolor or something, or you could take it to somebody that actually repaired these sort of things. But a really great looking piece and really cool mid-century modern, go well with Danish modern or any of that. It's signed on the back, Elise Johnston, so always look and see if pieces are signed, and often there's information on the back of like a painting or print that, you know, give you a lot more information about what the piece is, like a label, something like that. And you know, you'd be surprised what's on the back of them that people don't even bother to look at. It's like looking at the bottom of a piece of sterling and it's saying sterling and nobody's bothered to look. There's often really good detailed information just sitting right there. So anyhow, that's that one. A really cool piece, and we may even keep it for ourselves. I've been told it is part of a view of our town from the other side of town, and so really cool looking and big and important, and as I say, $25 and a really awesome piece. Now the next thing, I was at an estate sale this morning and picked up is really cool piece, and again, it's a look and see if you can find any writing situation. Now this is a really nice piece of Native American pottery, Southwest Indian. It's an old piece, really old, and I would say it's got to be at least the 20s and probably older. And you can see, really cool piece. Came out of the state of a very famous director for films. He made a lot of the old Bruce Lee movies, and that family had some really interesting pieces. This one is, God, I can't remember the name of the tribe, but it had Cochiti tribe, or Cochiti Pueblo down at Cochiti, and it actually has that written on the bottom. It says, I believe, Cochiti Indians, and then it says it again in pencil. So I was looking to see if there was a signature and found that, then got online, and they're the tribe that does all the storytellers, the pottery storytellers, where you see like one large figure with all sorts of little children sitting on top of it, and that started up in the 60s, but they were copies really going back to their old figural pottery, which is what this is, the old school stuff. Put a value on it. I got it for $20. It has a little bit of damage. It's been re-glued and restored, but most of the older ones that I've seen online that have sold have that and haven't been restored like this. They are not as in good a condition as this, and this is really the best looking piece of that type of pottery in that age of this tribes that I could find online. Just a really good looking piece. I'll say $250 to be really conservative, but I would be really highly stunned if it doesn't go for at least $450 and $450. And as I say, we got it for $20. And you know, if it starts to get a good following, I'm just going to pull it offline. I'm going to put it on eBay just as an experiment. Oh, this tribe was also noted for their pottery and their figure pottery, but also they're the ones that made all the really cool drums. And so this is, you know, it has the drum on it too, and he's got the war paint on, and so our warriors paint, and so really cool piece. And as I say, if it starts to get a lot of people looking at it, I will probably pull it offline and send it to a legitimate auction. Not that eBay isn't good for certain things, it is, but I've found for better pieces, you are way better off sending it to a real auction house. And I've had things that they have gone for 8 times as much as I couldn't even get, 8 times more than a price I couldn't even get on eBay by sending them to a real auction house. So that being said, we'll see how it does on eBay first, and if it gets a good following, we'll probably pull it off and put it into a real auction. That's number 2. At the same little estate, these are the only 2 things I got there, but the Indian piece was made it well worth my while just alone. The second thing is a vintage San Francisco 49ers jacket, probably late 70s, early 80s. Highly collectible, as the 49ers are really popular this year. They were in the Super Bowl last year, and if you're a 49ers fan like myself, you feel they got cheated out of the Super Bowl last year, at winning the Super Bowl last year, and they had a huge following. This jacket last year during the playoffs would have gone for probably $150 on up. We could wait to see if the 49ers get in the playoffs again this year, which they should, hopefully, and but you know, and then it should go for a really good price. I pay it $1. So even if it only goes for $50, it's well worth my while. You can see by the old tag, it's an old piece, it's an old chalk line, and it was made in USA. That's always a good indicator, because things just aren't made in the USA anymore. And these old satin jackets, really collectible if they're one of the popular teams like the 49ers. Thank you and have a great day.